Brian Powell of I Run Far here with Anna Frost, the champion of the 2012 Transvulcania Ultra.
Hi.
How you doing tonight, Anna?
Good, thank you.
Yeah, we're a couple days after the race and finally you've had
Yeah.
a chance to take some deep breaths and relax a bit.
Yeah, it's been a bit like that.
Yeah. So looking back at the race, did you lead the whole way? Was there ever a woman in front of you that you know of?
No, I actually thought initially when I started that there might have been someone ahead of me because it was a pretty chaotic start. You know, it was just black and all of a sudden we went from a wide road into a single track. So I thought there could have been a woman ahead of me, but then just up the road a little bit they said I was the first woman. So from there on it was, yeah.
Yeah, and did you have any ups and downs during the race? Were you pretty even throughout the whole
No, mentally I was good the whole way, which was cool. And then just physically I had a real lull from El Pilar, which is at about 26 kilometres, to about, I don't know, for the next 10k maybe. It just sort of goes like down and then just gradually climbs back up. It's quite fast running. You've got to get your legs ticking over again after already 26k of going uphill. And my legs just wouldn't move. They were just flat. So fortunately there was a couple of people around. So I just sort of got into my head that I just had to get across that section, and then I knew that it was uphill from there. So yeah, and then once I got on the steep stuff it was fine. And then of course going 20k downhill it's bound to hurt. So yeah, that was a big down. Yeah.
So you always, I mean, you sort of have this, at least from your blog and, you know, outwardly, a real forward-looking positive attitude. Were you ever in the race ever thinking about, how far back to the, rather than chasing down the guys in front of you, wherever you're thinking, oh man, there's a woman chasing me, I've got to...
Yeah, I mean, when you're in first place, you're always running scared because you have no idea, and I didn't know where, I had no feedback at any time during the race, where the next woman was, or even who the next woman was. And I couldn't see anyone when I'd look back to see over at switchbacks or anything, so I knew I had at least a couple of minutes. But I wasn't really too worried about it. I was pretty confident that my uphill was going to be strong, and then it was just the only thing that I wasn't confident about was my downhill, and that the girls might catch me on the down. So I just turned that into positive and said, well, you've got to get down the hill quicker than them because you don't want to be fighting it out in those last couple of K to the finish. So
Certainly. You also seem to be very emotionally invested in your racing. Like, do you think that's true? I mean, and how so?
Yeah, I guess when I race to win.
Yeah.
Like I go to a race to win it, generally speaking, if it's a focus race. And I put a lot of my life into it. It is my life, and so this race has absorbed me for the last 6 weeks. I've been living in La Palma. I've been training on the course. I've been doing everything I can possibly do to make this race a winning race for me. So yeah, I would say I've been very emotionally attached to it as well. Yeah.
More broadly, you seem to really have a deep passion for running. How has that developed through your life? I mean, you've been running for quite a while. You've only been doing the ultra thing for maybe 2 years now, but you've been running for quite a while.
I guess I found the passion for it in 2004 when I came across Mountain Running Champs, and I guess since then, because I've been doing a lot of traveling and a lot of racing all around the world, it's been a really nice. It's worked well together, so it's meant that passion has been able to be kept alive because I'm always doing something that's creating that spark again. Yeah,
it seems as an outsider's perspective that it's almost growing through time. Like just talking to you a couple of years at the North Face Endurance Challenge to now, like you really just want to be in the mountains.
Yeah, I'm getting more and more intrigued and curious, and I'm learning more, and the more you learn and the more you know, the more you want. So I think I'm just in that vicious cycle now.
Well, speaking of what you want, is there do you have a bucket list, a dream places and races that I want to go do that, even if it's not quite the time?
No, I've never really had a bucket list or a fridge list, whatever. I've always sort of just kept my doors and opportunities open, and when people have said to me, oh, you've got to do that race, and if it inspires me and if it works for me, then I try and go and do it. But I think UTMB is intriguing me quite a lot at the moment, and I guess from having a lot of the Americans out here this time, I've been getting quite a lot of their influence for hard rock, as everyone's saying that I would love that. So things are just creeping into my mind that I'm starting to think about and starting to look at and going, I wonder if that could be an option.
Yeah. Well, from your recent schedule and those couple of dreams, seems like you've actually really made a transition from mountain running per se to ultra running. Has that been a conscious decision, or is it just where you're interested in taking it?
I still wouldn't say I'm totally sold on ultra running. Which sounds funny. It's only my third, and I'm still, like I said, there's so much to learn. And I still love literally starting at the bottom of a hill and running for 8K and getting to the top and calling it a day.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think because I've had quite a bit of experience in the shorter mountain running and the mountain marathon distances, I am getting intrigued and want to know or want to challenge myself into new things. So I guess maybe that's why the longer races or something different distances are creeping in.
Yeah.
But I think I'll always be involved in mountain marathon distances and the shorter stuff as well.
Yeah. So you've been living on La Palma for 6 weeks now. Where to next? I mean, aside from you're going to race Zagama this coming weekend, but where's home after Zagama?
Home after that will be a camper van in France. So that will be my next 6-week home. And so I pick that up after Zagama, and I'll have most of my time in around the Chamonix region, looking at the UTMB route and running that with the Salomon team. Just as a fun run, just around the route over a couple of days, staying up in the mountain huts, so that will be fantastic. And then we probably do Chamonix, Mont Blanc, the marathon there, and then I'll head out to America and then have sort of 2 months there. I'm not sure exactly what my home device will be there, but it will be going to Spiegel, which is the next ultra in this sky running series. And then Transvulcania and the big weekend of Leadville, Pikes Peak, and there'll be a lot of Salomon runners out there, as well as all the other friends that I've made through this running community, and be there to support all of them.
Yeah. What have you heard about Spiegel? I mean, I asked that with interest because I live 10 miles as a crow flies from there.
Right. I've heard nothing about the race actually. It's just that it's in the ultra series and that I'm going.
Okay.
Yeah. I've been a little bit in the area. I was in Park City a little bit last year, so I kind of know the region that I'm going. But I don't know if I've been on the course at all.
Gotcha. Yeah, no, you wouldn't have been on the course.
No.
In Park City. And this question I asked with the knowledge of my girlfriend, who suggested this as an editor of I Run Far. Okay. You've got a lot of guy fans out there, right? So I got to ask the question.
Nice.
Are you single?
I am single, yeah, but the reason why I'm single is because running is my passion, and I've battled with relationships because I've got people in my life that I love having in my life, but at the moment running has taken my priority, and it's a really hard thing to do, to sacrifice a loving relationship for going off in search of you running, but it's fair, and it's what my heart says to do. So that's been my decision.
You're following one passion.
Yeah.
Well, excellent. I look forward to seeing you following your passion around Europe this week and around America over this summer.
Yeah.
Congratulations and thank you very much.
Thank you very much.